Hello everyone. In today's video we are going to learn about resistive position transducer. So let's get started. The principle of the resistive transducer is that the main principle of the resistive transducer is the physical variable. Whatever the physical parameter you're going to measure, the physical variable under measurement causes a resistance change in the sensing element. The main principle is that if you're going to measure any physical parameter, it causes the change in the resistance of the sensing element used in that system. A common requirement in industrial measurement and control work is to be able to sense the position of an object or the distance it has moved. It is the main application of this resistive position transducer, which is used to sense the position of an object or the distance that object has moved. This is the most important application. And one type of displacement transducer uses a resistive element with a sliding contact or wiper. Sliding contact is used to vary the resistance of the material element, or wiper linked to the object being monitored or measured. See, here in one type of the displacement transducer, it uses the resistive element which has a sliding contact or wiper linked to the object that is being monitored, so that if the object moves, then the sliding contact also moves, which makes the resistance of that resistive element change. Thus, the resistance between the slider and one end of the resistive element depends on the position of the object. Here, the resistance between the slider means sliding contact and one end of the resistive element depends on the position of the object. The below figure, this figure shows the construction of the resistance position transducer. See, this is the construction of the resistance position transducer. This is the one end of the resistive element and this is the another end of the resistive element. This is the sliding contact and this is the weight or the object which moves. This is the conductive strip and this is the shaft. See, this is the resistive element, one end, other end, and this is the weight. This sliding contact moves whenever the change happens in this shaft. As you can see here, this is the construction of the resistance position transducer. If you want to score good marks in your exams, it is very important to write in point wise and draw diagrams neatly. The figure 2, next figure, shows the typical method of use. It shows the typical method of use, how to use this resistance position transducer. The output voltage, whatever may be the output voltage you get, depends on the wiper position, means sliding contact position, and is therefore a function of the shaft position. Here we have this shaft, right? This is the shaft. So the output voltage depends on this wiper and the shaft position. This voltage may be applied to the voltmeter calibrated in the centimeters for the visual displacement. Why we are doing this? In order to get the displacement that has been undergone by this shaft. Here the output voltage is connected to the voltmeter so that it is calibrated in centimeters. Means it will show it is connected to voltmeter and it shows result in the centimeters, how much displacement has occurred for the visual display. See, this is the typical method of usage of the resistance position transducer. Typical commercial units provide a choice of the maximum shaft strokes. Means what is the maximum shaft stroke? It provides the choice from an inch or less than to 5 feet or move. It is the range where this shaft can be measured. It differs from the application. For application to application, it differs. deviation from linearity of the resistance versus distance specifically can be as low as 0.1 to 10%. Means the movement in the the movement in the shaft distance and the resistance. This graph linearity, deviation from the linearity will be as low as 0.1 to 10%. If you consider this is up to this is R1, and after this it is R2. This is Viper W. Here it indicates it is a variable resistor. This arrow, this is the Viper, and this is the input voltage VT. As it is a passive transducer, we need to connect some external power source in order to make it operate. And here we are going to calculate this output voltage. That is the typical method. Consider figure 2. If the circuit is unloaded, means there is no load connected to it, means there is no voltmeter connected to it or display unit connected to it. The output voltage V0 is a certain fraction of VT. Means output voltage V0 can be expressed as a certain fraction of VT, means input voltage, depending on the position of the Viper. Depending on the position of the Viper, we can obtain output voltage in terms of a fraction of VT. See this? It is like a circuit, right? So we are going to apply voltage divider rule to this circuit. Output V0. What is voltage divider rule? Says output, whatever the output voltage V0 is equal to opposite resistance by total resistance. Total resistance in the sense it is not equivalent resistance, it is series combination of all the resistances that is present in the circuit. So output voltage V0 is equal to VT, input voltage, into R2 by R1 plus R2. See, R2 is the opposite resistance for this output voltage and total resistance is R1 plus R2. So output voltage V0 is equal to VT, input voltage, into opposite resistance by total resistance, VT into R2 by R1 plus R2. VT into R2 by R1 plus R2. So V0 by VT is equal to R2 by R1 plus R2. It is a certain fraction of the VT. When applied to resistive position sensors, when this output voltage is applied to resistive position sensors, this equation shows that output voltage is proportional to the R2. Here the output voltage V0 is directly proportional to R2, that is the position of the Viper of the potentiometer. See here, as I have already told you, this indicates Viper, right? Here this arrow, Viper, variable resistance. So here, as you can see in this line, the output voltage is proportional to R2, which is the position of the Viper of the potentiometer. If the resistance of the transducer is distributed uniformly, if at all the resistance of the transducer is distributed uniformly along the length of the travel of the Viper, the resistance is perfectly linear. But this never happens. If the resistance of the transducer is distributed uniformly along the length of the travel of the Viper, if for suppose, consider this, sorry, I'll show in this diagram. You see, this is the Viper, right? It moves like this. If the resistance is uniform along the length, then the resistance is perfectly linear. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you find my video worth watching, please do subscribe to my channel.